Okay, our second fastest qualifier for Sunday's 18th annual Sylvania 300 is Jamie McMurray, and he drives a number 1 Belkin Wemo Chevrolet. And Jamie, heck of an effort out there for you today. Very, very fast race car. What's your outlook for this weekend?
Well, we unloaded today, similar setup to what we ran the first race. We qualified pretty well the first race, raced well. And I thought we were one of maybe the best car in race trim. The 4 car, maybe it was a little bit better, but overall good in race trim. Switched over to qualifying trim, second in the practice. So it's been a good weekend. This is one of those tracks that if you show up on Friday and you're struggling, it's almost impossible to get your car competitive. The flip side is that if you show up with a quick car, it typically stays fast all weekend. So we brought a fast car, brand new car this weekend, first race. Keith's done a really good job again and qualified second. So, you know, the pit selection here is also a big deal, getting blocked in because you do a lot of 2 tires. So the fact that we qualified well, you get to have that opening, leaving is going to be really valuable, especially if you're running up front.
Questions for Jamie, if you have one? Reed's got one on the front row.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Did you get everything out of the lap, or do you feel like there was somewhere on the track that you left something?
No, I felt I felt like my first run that I didn't get everything out of the car, that maybe left a little bit on the table. You know, we watched this dart fish where you can kind of compare your lap to other guys, and in practice I was second, and I looked at a couple other guys and thought I found some areas that I could make my car better in. It's hard to do that the first time by on the track, and so the first run I didn't feel like I got it all, but the second run out, the second lap was really good. And honestly, I came off turn 4 and I tried to run 3 laps and tried to just drive even a little bit harder, but the tires just wouldn't hold up for another quick lap. When they told me we ran the lap time was like 28:12, I didn't think anybody was going to beat that because we could only run like a 28 the first run out, and then I saw Denny only ran like a 25. I'm like, it's gonna be a tough lap to beat, and Brad obviously just barely beat us.
27:12.
Yeah, you're correct. Is that right? 20. That's exactly right. Yeah. Well, I gave myself no credit there. Yeah.
Lee.
Hello.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Glad you found your way in, too.
It was a long walk, the wrong way.
Do you wish that Earnhardt Ganassi Racing would have been running like this earlier in the season? And, you know, people ask, who do you think are going to be the spoilers this year as far as non-chase drivers winning the chase? You and your teammates seem to be right there. Is it just a matter of time before you guys break through?
Well, I don't. We definitely, like Bristol, Chicago have been, probably Sonoma has been some of my best races this year. But I don't really feel like we're faster now than what we were at the beginning of the season. I feel like the speed has been there all year. Certainly had some tire issues and some things kind of out of your control that happened that put us way back. We won the All-Star race earlier in the season, so we've had speed all year long. It's just the last few weeks you kind of been able to put it all together. We still struggle a little bit, I feel like, at the end of the races. Chicago, our car was super fast. As the track rubbered up at Chicago and at Bristol, we just couldn't get the car freed up enough. It just would get too tight. So I don't know. I feel like we've had speed all year long and just been able to kind of put more of the race together last month or so.
Joining us now also is our third fastest qualifier, and that's Kevin Harvick. He drives the number 4 Budweiser Designated Driver Chevrolet for Stewart-Haas Racing. And Kevin, once again, fast race car. Going to be up front for this race on Sunday, and just talk about your outlook for Sunday's race.
Yeah, I just need to keep doing the things that we're doing. You know, the cars are fast, and we're putting ourselves in position as we get towards the end of these races. And you know, I feel like hadn't all worked out. And you know, last week the 42 was a little bit better at the end of the race, but still in the mix as we get towards the end. So that's just, in my opinion, what we need to do. We need to, you know, keep being consistent and keep leading laps and keep putting yourself in position to win. And you know, it will eventually just come and make up for the ones that you lost. So it's just going good, and got to keep it that way.
Okay, we'll take questions now for either driver. Reed.
Reed Spencer with NASCAR Wire Service. Kevin, is it more important now just to advance and be consistent, run top 5, or is it time to go all out for wins right now?
Yeah, I think that the whole winning thing is really overrated. Obviously, you want to win, and you want to win every week, and you show up to try to win, and but you can't take any unnecessary chances, and that's kind of the box that the point system puts you in. It's good and bad. So, it's like last week. You're racing for the win. I felt like the 42 was faster, and obviously drove by us. And then as we got to the end, you're kind of in a pretty vulnerable spot. And you don't want to turn a top 5 finish into a 25th place finish, because the risk versus reward is not there, especially in the first round. I mean, if you're in desperation mode and you're in the third round of one of the rounds and outside looking in, then the circumstances change. So it's all very circumstantial as far as what you need to do. I feel like that goal changes on a weekly basis, and you have to adjust to that as you go, and how much risk versus reward that is there for you.
Any additional questions for either driver? Okay, we're good to go. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jamie.